You're about to watch a clip from the Videomaker Podcast. If you want to see the whole episode, click the link in the description. So, you're a guy that I feel like on a number of vlogs you have, you cover and you talk about production gear quite a bit, and yet at the same time I get the sense that you have this attitude that actually gear isn't that important. Like, you're very reliant on the story and the characters and all that. The old studio space was highly functional. Marquez Brownlee had a famous YouTube video where I think he called your studio insanely functional. And there's videos of you in there, using it like a garage. You're sort of modifying your tools. You're making graphics using your overhead shot and so now that you have lost that functionality for the vlogs in LA, do you think it's changed the types of stories you tell, or have you just found new ways to sort of go through the same process?
Well, because of like that sort of romantic story that I just told about New York City, the city had also become sort of a big crutch for me. Like, that was always what I looked to. I always used these same sort of devices in storytelling. So and coming out here, I don't have that. So like, not having my studio sucks, because like that studio, after being there for 18 years or whatever, you could point a camera in any direction and it was a good set. It looked cool. And it was an expression of like years of occupying this tiny space. And I work out of my house here, and like, that's only gotten more sort of confined since COVID restrictions began. And it's definitely changed the mentality. Like, the space doesn't feel like it's mine as much. It feels like, it feels like it's a part of a different aspect of my life. So in that regard, like, that's less of a technical answer, but it's changed the way that I approach things. And technically it has as well. I recently switched to the Sony A7S III. And I've found the way that I shoot with that, especially within the confines of my house, to be very different from how I would use like a camera like that in my studio.
Mm-hmm. So have you found, are you saying that it's more difficult to find and tell stories in LA? Is the process harder here? Because
I know the city less. I mean, I think Los Angeles is a fantastic place, and I think that it's obviously rich with all kinds of culture and history. But, I've been here for a year, and I didn't have much of a relationship with this place prior to that. Whereas New York City was a city I'd romanticized since I was a little kid. So it just feels very new here, and it's exciting and it's interesting, but everything feels very, very new in a way that feels far from how familiar everything in New York City felt.